So guys, it's my year's ownership of my BMW M135i 2016. Just giving you a quick walk round of the car. The car is lowered. I'm not too sure what drop or what springs it is. I bought the car lowered with spacers. Just put some new Goodyear tires on it for the MOT, past MOT, no advisories. This is the interior. Ignore the dirt on the floor because I need to give it a bit of a clean. M135i. Steering wheel has worn a lot. For my guy, it's got Pro Nav. The 8-speed ZF gearbox, a red leather interior, the sunroof, quite a good spec. It's a 3-litre turbocharged. There you go, got the BMS induction kit on here. Nice. So what's going on YouTube? I'm back at again with another video. And I'm just going to tell you guys how it's been owning a BMW M135i, a year's ownership. About to put it in eco mode, save some petrol. So, over the year of owning the M135i, the car has been pretty reliable. It's been a pretty reliable car. The only issues I have had is within a week of ownership, the charge pipe on the car blew. And also like a little misfire on cold start, so I changed the spark plugs and it still happens a little bit, but I think because I'm tuned, I need to get some step colder spark plugs for the car. I forgot what ones I need to get. I need to obviously do a research, but over due year ownership of the M135i, it's been pretty good really. I've enjoyed the car for the year. I mean, a big thing is I was looking at getting a different car, something a bit better on petrol, because this car drinks a lot of petrol. When I say a lot, I mean a lot. Like, it's getting like almost the same MPG as like an M5, BMW M5. So right now I've been in eco mode a lot, because that's what I drive to work in. I drive to work in eco mode. So I'm just gonna check my miles per gallon at the moment. My average MPG is 18.8 MPG, and that's me driving to work every day in eco mode and trying to get a really good MPG. But if you're like in the B roads, national speed limits, and you're putting your foot down a bit, the lowest it's gone down to is like 13 miles per gallon when I first got the car. 13 MPG I was getting. Literally in this car, as soon as you put your foot down, you see that needle move. You see that petrol gauge needle move. Insurance on this car for me isn't too bad. The tax isn't too bad, but you will spend a lot on you spend a lot of money on petrol. Servicing the car, obviously I know how to work on cars, so I've done oil and oil filter change already. Bearing in mind, this car uses, you're gonna have to spend quite a lot of money on oil, maybe 100 and something pound on oil to refill the whole engine. Because me being stupid, thinking, oh, it's a 3-litre engine, it's only gonna use 3 litres of oil. Well, it uses a lot more than 3 litres of oil. So bear in mind for that if you're servicing the car yourself. It's a very easy car to service yourself, very easy. Also, other troubles I've had, the brake pads literally went down to nothing. This is in the year's ownership of owning the car. Brake pads went down to nothing, so I've changed all of the brake pads to Brembo brake pads. I forgot how much I got them for. In the editing, I'm going to put a price up. So got Brembo brake pads, all 4 wheels. The tires, I've had to change the rear tires 3 times. because it goes for a lot of rear tires. The car recently had MOT, and I had to change all 4 tires because they were quite low, so that was a big chunk of money on tires. I can't remember the exact amount, but they're all Goodyear tires, good Eagle F1s, Goodyear tires. That was quite a lot of money for the bloody tires. Bloody hell, man, so much money for the tires. I've also had to change the spark plugs, as well as the car was misfiring on, like, proper misfiring on cold start. So I've had to do that as well. I'm going to put all the prices down. I'm going to link all the prices down below for you. So the car hasn't been, considering the car is tuned and it's a performance car, it hasn't given me any troubles really, apart from the charge pipe and changing the spark plugs and a gap in the spark plugs as well. It hasn't been too bad. Man, I just set myself in some more traffic right now. Well done, Jamie. So it hasn't been too bad. The drivability in this car is such a good, it does everything all round good. The seats are comfortable, because I went to view a couple cars. I went to view an A45 AMG. The seats are so hard in that. I'm not sure about that car. The seats in this are so comfortable. It's such a good daily driver, but it just drinks petrol. It's an alright car on the motorway, but it's a very terrible car on, like, city driving. As in, it drives in the city very nice, it's just terrible on petrol in the city. Everything works like how it's meant to. Nothing really bugs me about the car really. So for the year's ownership of the M135i, it's been pretty good. I've had not really that much problems, no bulbs blown or anything like that. I've had to change the rear tires about 3 times, no 2 times, no 3 times I've had to change the rear tires. And with these cars, do not cheap out on tires at all. Whatever you do, don't cheap out on tires, because when it's wet, if you're on budget tires, you're at a high risk of having an accident for sure, 100%, because this car slips so much in the wet. So my advice to you, don't cheap out on tires. I've got some Goodyear tires on right now, and they do the job, to be honest. They do the job. You still, you know, struggle for grip, but they do the job. The steering wheel has worn a lot from I got the car. I think it's probably because I always drive it one hand all the time, but the steering wheel has worn a lot. So that's why I see a lot of people getting their steering wheels retrimmed and stuff like that. There's another sort of problem that I see creeping up. I don't know if it's going to need the head gasket need doing, but sometimes when you accelerate hard in the car, you see smoke from the engine bay, and then I look in the engine bay and like some oil has gone onto where the catalytic converter is, the downpipe, where the downpipe is. Oil is like a little smudge of oil's gone onto it. I obviously need to rectify where that's coming from. It's not a big issue because it's not like loads of oil, just a little bit, but the car starts smoking. Like, you see smoke coming out the body, you're thinking, oh, on fire. But that's a common problem on the N55s. The head gaskets go, I think it's the head gasket, or the something gasket. I've also done the BMS induction kit on this car. I've also done the rear diffuser, exhaust tips, splitter. Yeah, but if you're gonna buy the M135i, I say get the M140i, spend the extra money, get the M140i as their best on petrol. So I may get an M140i just for the reason of being better on petrol. And I'm gonna need a 4-door car as well, and this is only 3-door. But apart from that, I haven't had any troubles with this car. It's been a pretty reliable car considering it's a performance car. It's a very reliable car to me. Compared to my Vauxhall Corsa VXR, every week, month, there's always some sort of problem with the car. So yeah, anyway guys, that's how my year's ownership has been on this M135i. It's been pretty good. It's passed MOT, no advisories. It's been a pretty good ownership. Also, if you want me to do a video on how to get cheaper insurance as a young person, I'm 21 years old. I got this car when I was 20 years old, and I managed to get insured on it. So yeah, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and support the thing as I always say. And when I have loads more videos coming with the M135i. Peace out.